Well, the Prime Minister there spelling out why he believes that this budget is transformative. Let's go straight across to member of the NITI Aayog, Mr. Arvind Virmani, who joins me. Thank you very much, Mr. Virmani, for speaking to CNN News 18 on this very, very critical and crucial day, a day that could actually have an impact on the decade ahead. Mr. Virmani, the big headline, of course, that we've all sort of chased is the big tax cut. But I want to ask you, has the budget beyond this tax cut help realize the recommendations made in the economic survey that called for an 8% plus growth rate? In other words, will this budget boost growth beyond 8%, which is what is required if India has to become Viksit Bharat, as the Prime Minister says, by 2047?
So let me start with that and then go to the tax questions. You have to remember the background is very important. The goal is still exactly what it was before, which is to maintain fast, inclusive growth. Now, what is different? One of the big differences is in the global environment is suffused with uncertainty. And I'm not just talking about India. There's uncertainty about US, there's uncertainty about EU, there's uncertainty about China. And all these have not just direct effect, which actually may not be that large, but an indirect effect on India. So something happens in China, it affects US or Europe, that will affect us. So this kind of uncertainty is slowing decisions, many, not all decisions, but many decisions across the world, including I would say Indian direct investors, so both foreign investors and indirect, so and direct Indians, that is. So in that background, what does it mean to maintain fast inclusive growth? Now I have personally and I can only speak personally, I don't speak, I'm not a spokesman for the government as such, but sure. I'm in the think tank. So personally, I have never ever, and I'm talking about 20 years ago when there was earlier talk of 8-9%, I've never talked about 8-9%, because having studied growth across the world, the big challenge for 90% of the fast growing economies has been how to maintain fast growth over a long period of time. In late 80s and 90s, the challenge was to raise the growth rate, which is what we did, which is what I was involved in from the 90s. But now the big challenge is to maintain it at a fast growth. Before getting into what fast growth exactly means, to me it does not mean 8, 9, 10%. So you could say plus minus 7, and we can discuss that a bit. So that was the challenge, and there are basically 3 elements of that which I have been personally stressing, and I think it meets all of them. And the one first is reforms. There was a feeling going that perhaps reforms may not be going on at the pace they have been, and I think this budget tried to correct that. We can go into the details if you want. The second part I have been emphasizing is the basic quality of education, skilling and innovation. And this is not just about high end, it's all across. You know, we have 1.4 billion people. We keep switching between, what is happening to the lower end of the spectrum and what is happening at AI and the frontier. We don't have a choice. We have to act all across the thing, from the basic quality of basic education, the skilling at low, middle, high levels, highest levels, and finally the whole issue of export and supply chains and the intimate connection with those, and that is very necessary both for employment and wage growth. I have this little slogan, I don't know if it's an original or somebody else has said it, but I say that jobs and skills are 2 sides of the same coin. So you cannot have a job without the skills, and more than that, raising the quality of the skills also raises real wages. So the immediate thing is to take advantage of the supply chains. So these three issues, I think, have been addressed.